Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Capricorn July 12, 2022. There's some tendency to focus on the flaws in the first half of the day, and people can be more critical or harbor negative expectations. There can be a lot of focus on a relationship or what a partner has to say, but perhaps more than is healthy today. Weighing alternatives can keep you in a state of limbo now, which may ultimately serve your purpose better since expectations are temporarily skewed. Influences later today can help you loosen up. Getting over a soft spot helps you appreciate the freeing energy of a Sun-Uranus harmonious aspect. Personal attraction is vital as these planets fall in your romantic and partnership sectors. There is a spirit of freedom and acceptance in love and friendship now, and a sense that you can be yourself rounds out your mood. It's easier to express yourself creatively and spontaneously. You are the type of person who loves meeting a lot of people. You feel that you must bring your friends together, so that they can all communicate with each other. You are good at bringing out the best in others and helping them to find a solid footing in the present, despite your love for the past. Go with the flow. Set those boundaries. Today, Mercury in your opposite sign squares Jupiter in Aries, implying an expanding conversation about commitments and relationships. You could use this energy to talk to those you work with, as it can help you figure out how to establish your standards, boundaries, and expectations to ensure a healthy work-life balance. Likewise, this energy can be applied to personal relationships that may impact the flow of your work life. Regardless, the square's initial comment can lead to a larger conversation about what you need in your work-life balance. Well, it looks like you have willingly chained yourself to your desk today. Your concentration will be excellent and your motivation in top form as well. You are task-focused to the max, leaving no room for anything that isn't on your agenda. Compromise is fine for the rest of the world, but not you. Woe to anyone who tries to deter you from your projects at hand. Your social life is due to suffer some turbulence. You feel put down by friends and family or even get into arguments with them. Take a critical look at yourself. Perhaps you are asking too much of your loved ones. Hold back a little and resolve the issues by talking to them instead of trying to have your own way all the time. You've got to keep that mind of yours in check if you want to get anything done. It might seem like it's just harmless daydreaming, but you're missing out on what's going on right in front of you. A tendency to rush into romance scares off potential candidates for your love. Such a forceful approach can have an adverse effect on the person you desire. If you're not looking for rejection, try to develop a gentler and serene attitude, then those you meet find you to be a far more attractive proposition to date. You may feel apprehensive about something ahead of you today. If so, heed your instincts. Such feelings are your internal warning system that something isn't sitting right for you. Your anxiety doesn't necessarily indicate that something is wrong in the situation, rather, something completely unrelated may have triggered feelings of fear, insecurity, and inadequacy. Think about all the possible reasons for your feelings before making any decisions or taking action. Better safe than sorry. You'll be more likely to bring a sense of order to chaos today. This is one of the real pluses of a vibration. Given your usual way of being very busy and into many things at one time, this essence can help you to prioritize everything you have on the go. Further, you will find it easy to organize things into a sound schedule. You're sure to feel much more control over what you're doing today, when you have a plan to follow. The moon's return to Capricorn today brings you to an important point in any month. Over the coming days, the moon will not only enhance your intuition, instincts, and imagination, but will bring a chance to check in, both with your own inner voice and the ever-changing cosmic conditions. However, this is no ordinary visit, with a full moon over the coming days bringing you to the halfway point in this current solar year and with it a chance for a reset. With Mercury, the planet of communication, spending his first, last, and only full week in your relationship sector this year, the moon's return to Capricorn today couldn't come with better timing. This begins the lead up to a full moon that will put your personal and relationship needs to the test, but with a chance to have the communication lines open from the start. Our eyes in the sky. When you wake up feisty and wanting to do your own thing, you can blame it on the rebellious fixed lunar T-square between ambitious Saturn and Uranus, the planet of shaking things up. There are inevitable challenges during this cosmic three-way that will have you digging into your own opinions and convictions and wanting to stand your ground even further, which can push arguments, altercations, and confrontations to some pretty epic levels. Which is fine if you live alone and don't have to deal with anyone. But if you have to make your way into the world to get along with and listen to people in positions of authority during this controlling planetary energy, there are ways to work with this polarizing square-off. Backing down won't be on your radar, but taking a more logical perspective might help you combat your need to be right about everything. Because even you can admit that isn't realistic, right? A helpful aspect between Lady Luna and optimistic Jupiter brings a lighter energy to the party, putting us all in the mood to show compassion and celebrate one another. Your psychic abilities could be on fire right now as well, making it the ideal time to bust out your pendulum or tarot cards. Just remember to take cleansing breaths if you happen to encounter anyone with less than ideal vibes. In the morning, the Sagittarius moon forms a trine with the Cancer sun, offering a harmonious start to the day. Because our ego and emotions are in sync, we exude confidence in our relationships. Still waters run deep with the moon in penetrative Sagittarius, so although this influence favors socializing, we'll prefer to spend our time with those who we know well and trust. We're unafraid of going into taboo territory, eager to understand what makes others tick. Remember your objectives. If we don't retain anything to sustain ourselves, we are giving from an empty cup. Following this, the moon opposes Uranus in Taurus, stimulating anxiety. We are suddenly struck with the urge to break from the status quo, and our behavior can seem bizarre to those around us. Be aware that acting on our passions and making rash decisions can have certain consequences, especially if we let fears steer our course. Instead, consider how opening ourselves up to change with temperance in mind can be transformative and productive. Yet, much of the hurt inflicted upon ourselves now is the byproduct of being unwilling to stand in our truth. Addictions to substances or relationships will be especially difficult to navigate now. Ultimately, the issues unearthed during this connection cannot be swept under the rug, so it is valuable, however challenging in the moment, to deal with their exposure.